So this guy's name is Charles Jefferson. This dude was hired allegedly, knowingly, by MrBeast. Okay. It says some people's been saying, oh, no, they're not the same. And here's the photos of the guys. And also, by the way, it's already been confirmed. Like, this is already confirmed. This dude, and it's coming directly off of the Chris Tyson bullshit. Like the Chris Tyson bullshit. Holy mother of God. This dude was a registered sex offender and was hired by MrBeast, of course. And of course, he wore this mask. That was very smart on his. It was very smart on his part, by the way, to wear this mask. Because otherwise, you would have never known. This guy worked for MrBeast knowingly, by the way. It says he was convicted in 2010. He got 3 years probation, registered as a registered sex offender. Grape of the 4th degree. The victim's age is 11 years old. 11 years old. Working for MrBeast. And people were like, well, it's not actually the same guy. Jake the Viking confirmed it's the same guy because it's his brother-in-law. Yeah, I actually saw something about this where it was like, oh, well, 16's not bad. And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Anything versus an 11-year-old's bad. The only time it would not be like absolutely horrifying if they were both 11 and no one knew. I don't want to know about anything. Please, God, I just don't want to know. You know what I'm saying? But 16, that's just when I was 16, I was in the first stages of my adult. I was driving a truck around and I was working full time. When I was 11, I was playing Sega Genesis and like eating pizza rolls and laughing. That's the difference, right? Now, Jake the Viking made a statement about this. And we're going to pull it up real quick. So check this out right here. Jake the Viking. Keep in mind, Jake the Viking has been shitting on MrBeast for a while over all this bullshit, right? He's been shitting on MrBeast. And then he comes out in defense of this other guy. And I'm like, oh, bro, like you're completely defeating the purpose of everything that you fought for. What are you doing? Yes, Delaware is my brother-in-law. Yes, he is a registered sex offender. When he was 21, a 16-year-old girl accused him and others of SA when she was 11. Delaware took a plea deal. That's why there was no jail time, but he still had to register. Keep in mind, nowhere is he mentioning that the allegations were false. Like, if it didn't happen, you better say it didn't happen. And this is the thing, is remember when Dr. Disrespect made his statement? If the thing didn't happen, or you implied it didn't happen, you say it didn't happen in your statement. You say it. Do not leave that shit out. If you are leaving that shit out, it's because you have to. And if you have to, it's because it likely happened. His nickname isn't Delaware because he can't go back to Delaware. He's from Delaware. He was hired before I was and was actually the reason I got hired at MrBeast. Before being hired, Delaware sat down with Jimmy and Sue and explained to them everything. So yes, Jimmy knew. So MrBeast knew that he was a registered sex offender. But again, this incident happened in 2010. Delaware was let go from the company before I was. Delaware was supposed to be a behind-the-scenes manager, but in a couple videos, he was asked to partake because we needed people. He was reluctant, especially in the Straight Jacket video, because of his charges, and that's why he wore the mask. So that's true as well. Delaware's charges are set to be dropped this fall. Delaware has been nothing but a good person, an amazing husband to my sister, and the best father to my two nieces that I could ever ask for. They want no part in this and want to just live their lives away from the limelight. I understand why anyone would be upset and frustrated over these allegations, and I do not blame them. Hurting kids in any way is completely unacceptable, but in this case, Delaware, I firmly believe he did nothing wrong. Well, there you go. He firmly believes that Delaware did nothing wrong. But Chris Tyson did. Chris Tyson's never been charged with anything. So this is one of those pick your battles things. Regardless of not, if it's true, I wouldn't have said shit. Why? Jake's already come out flaming MrBeast over all this shit with Chris Tyson. And then this stuff comes out about your brother-in-law and you have to jump to his defense. Bro, that's like, you can't do that. Why? Because the allegations against Chris Tyson is also allegations and he's not been charged with anything yet. Right? It's like the same situation, except one of them is a registered sex offender and one of them's not. That's the difference here. So I would have just not said shit. Seems like a little bit of a dumb thing to do is to say shit. But that's just me. But that's nothing, bro. That is absolutely nothing. It is not MrBeast's year, and there is no amount of gobbledygook corporate bullshit that's ever going to say that's ever going to make anybody feel better. He could have just said that his brother has paid for his crime or something. I don't support I don't support the allegations that were against him, but he has corrected course and is, you know, doing whatever it takes to be a better person and to make people understand that he's, you know what I'm saying? You could do it without completely like hypocritically doing the opposite that you were just doing a week ago for Chris Tyson, right? There's ways around it. Or just don't say shit.